Hi Flosstube, this is Katie Carney from Katie's Stitching, and it is Sunday, March 29th, 2020, and we are hitting 2 weeks of self-isolation for my grandmother and I. It was 2 weeks for her Friday, and it'll be 2 weeks for me on Monday. So what an interesting time we are all living in. This week for me has been a lot more positive. I had a really bad night Wednesday. But other than that, things have been pretty good. I have been continuing with my walking. I got myself, a new pair of New Balances on Amazon because the Payless sneakers I was wearing, they were really not good for my feet. I'm going to keep kicking you. I'm sorry. So I got a new pair of sneakers and I've been walking and, life is good. Thursday night, no, I'm lying to you. Thursday afternoon, I got a text from my boyfriend saying, hey, the parts for your car came in that needs fixed. I had completely forgotten that while he was, I guess right when he got back, I took my car to be inspected and it needed something expensive. And he was like, well, I'll just fix it. So the part had finally come in for the inspection and I had just, the world has since imploded, so I forgot. But I was still technically quarantined until 5 p.m. and he came to get my car around 1 and he pulled up in front of my house and I went outside to meet him because obviously he couldn't come in my house. And he made me drop my car key on the grass so he could pick it up. But it was so good after, it was almost 3 weeks at that point, to see him. And I think for me, it was like the final reassurance that he was actually okay. There was that awful stress that he was going to get stuck in Europe, and it was really good to see him. So he fixed my car. And then I had to go to the grocery store because, we needed food. So on Friday, I had to go to the grocery store. And I'm telling you, I was racked with indecision. I could not decide. Like, should I go today? Should I go Saturday? Should I try to hold out till Monday? I knew I couldn't really do that. I needed vegetables. We didn't have any left. I have canned goods and frozen vegetables, but I eat a lot of fresh vegetables every day. So while I still have the opportunity to go to the grocery, I want to. So, I finally decided to go. I took some vacation time and went around 10 a.m. on Friday. I went to the store. It was the weirdest thing because it's my normal store. They've actually made national news because someone went into the store and started coughing on food and saying that she had the virus. They had to throw away $35,000 worth of food because she did it on the produce and the meat, which is of course the most expensive stuff in the store. She's being held in jail for $50,000 bail, and it ended up international news. I actually saw it on The Guardian last night. But that's not that particular one, but it's the chain. There's like 8 of them, and that's where I shop, and they've been so wonderful during all of this. But it was actually kind of nice. I went to the store and I was like holding my breath when I was around people, but I know all of the people that work there. It was my brother's first job. So I've been going there since I was 9 when I moved to Scranton. And they were all just acting like, nothing was going on. Everything's fine. The girl was checking me out. I was like, I was like, how are you doing? Like, is there anything? And she's like, we're good. Like, it's good. We're good. Don't worry. And I was like, okay. I spent an exorbitant amount of money. And then I got home and remembered that normally I go to the grocery store 3 or 4 times a week. So I actually didn't spend an exorbitant amount of money. But it was good. It was nice to go grocery shopping. I like doing that. And then my grandmother and I ordered delivery. I think it was the first time deliveries ever come to this house. If we are going to have dinner out, we go out to eat, or like maybe I'll pick stuff up on the way home, but we never get delivery. and I was on a work call. So the delivery guy shows up and she had to like tell him to leave it on the porch. I was so proud. So we're good. That's the Scranton update. And then, oh my gosh, so this is kind of actually a stitchy thing. So Michelle McGraw mentioned me in her Flosstube last week because we've been chatting back and forth quite a bit on Instagram when we started the SAL together. Well, someone watching her named Sarah sent me a message on Instagram at Katie Stitching, and she said, "Hey, something like, hey, I don't want to sound like a stalker or creepy, but I live in Scranton." So we started talking. She lives 4 blocks away from me. She married my brother's friend from elementary school, and she knows all the people I know. But we've never met. Actually, I think she might have worked at the grocery store that I just mentioned, too, because my brother worked there, too. It was his first job. 4 blocks away. And then, not only that, she watched my latest Flosstube, and she had foam core, and was like, "Hey, I'm never going to use this. Do you want to come get it off my porch?" Yes, I do. So I have an FFO of my Lenten piece because of her, because she's amazing. So, hi Sarah, if you're watching, you're the best. Yeah, it's so funny. She lives so close. So, oh my gosh. I drive past her house when I'm driving every day, and then I walk up there quite a bit. I walk a lot. So, stitching is the smallest community and the biggest. I always tell people, because Michelle, the reason that this girl knew I was from Scranton is because Michelle's family is from Dixon Troop, the Dixon City Troop area, which is like saying you live in Long Island to New York City, except much, much, much smaller. Like it's right next to here. It's just a little city / town right next to Scranton. So, a lot of the restaurants that she used to go to when she was a kid, I know, the mall that it's fun. So anyway, small world. I always say all roads lead back to Scranton, and they do. So that was a really exciting thing for my Thursday. And that leads me to my very many FFOs. I had a great stitching week, both in stitching and knitting. So first off, this is an old FFO, but my cousin Sarah, who's my age in Ohio, she had a baby in December, and I started a baby blanket. I never finished it, but I had this is just a little bunny. And they're for like babies who are teething. You can like suck on them. So I had this already, so I'm going to send this to her. And then one of my favorite children's books is Broadway Baby, The Sound of Music, My Favorite Things. It's so cute. It's the words to, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens. I'm singing again, oh God. So this is one of my favorite kids' books. There's this one. There's Favorite Things and Do Re Mi, which I have gifted a lot over the years, and then I keep, now I'll probably order another one because I keep 1 or 2 in stock. So this is going to the post office Monday for my cousin Sarah because I have been remiss about sending her a gift for her baby. I'm the worst. And then I finished the Stitching with the Sisterlies SWTS. I don't remember. Yeah. SWTS Suffrage Sal. Got it. So I finished the project this week, and I went up to my attic and I found this frame because originally I had decided I was not going to frame it because I'm mailing this to up by Albany. And I was like, I'm just not going to frame it. I'll lace it, and then she can buy an 8x10 frame. But I went up the attic, and I thought this one looked really nice with it. Maybe YouTube will use that for my picture, and I won't look crazy. It's not perfectly framed. It's not perfectly laced, but it's a constant learning situation for me with that. I don't think the back looks real bad. And then it just says, Made with Love by Katie Carney 2020. I hope she likes it. She sent me the sweetest card this week. I have been receiving a lot of cards from my friends who are stuck at home, which is wonderful because I love getting mail, and I actually sent out a whole pile of cards. So if anybody ever wants a card, I'll put my email below. Just send me an email with your address and I'll send you a little note, because everybody likes getting mail. And then what else did I finish this week? I finished the baby hat that I showed you guys last week. So this is the little bonnet. So it goes like this. It's cute. And then I started a little sweater, which I'll show you later. And then I did one of those stupid, like the first 4 people who comment, I'll send you something throughout the year. But I got to do it now or I'll forget. So the first thing I'm doing is I made this for my friend Kat, who has been really helpful with, I've been using more natural products and she's been helping me work on that. So I tried, this is just punch needle. I had got the kit, it was a Dimensions kit that I got at Ocean State, which is kind of like a Big Lots. It was easier than I thought it was going to be, and I actually, for my first thing, I don't think it looks bad. I'm going to send it like this, because she could sew it onto a purse, she can put it in a frame, she can throw it away, but she can do whatever she wants with it. So that's another FFO, because this is all I'm doing to it. The picture in the pattern has it attached to a purse. Personally, that's not what I would do. But again, to each their own. And then, thank you, Sarah, again for the foam core. Are you ready? It's so good. Look at that. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it so much. Makes me so happy. So this is my Lenten piece. It is, again, not framed perfectly. I will say that framing with foam core is a little easier than mat board because you have the foam to stick the pins into before lacing. But I'm not perfect. But I love this. And, you know, someday I will get better and I will become a better framer by practicing, and that's all I can do. So anyway, my grandmother liked it also. I spent yesterday morning doing some framing, obviously. So that was fun. Framing is hard work, but it's funny because I used to frame I worked in a couple museums, quite a 5. The suffrage piece is for a friend, for a friend I worked with at a museum in Kinderhook, New York. I worked at a local art museum, a coal museum, a historical society. We framed at all these places. Like, I did a lot of framing and a lot of cutting. It's just when you don't have the proper tools at home, it's a little harder. And then also I've lost practice. And then lacing, I did not do lacing for any of that. You just place things. And then we had, and it's actually a framer that I'll probably have frame my gingerbread village. We have a local framing company and they do a great job. So Hughes in Scranton, Sarah, if you're watching, they're pretty good. Okay, so that is hang on, let me make sure that's everything. Bunny, needle felt, baby hat, alas, and suffrage. Yes. So now I only have 1 whip. Well, 2 really if you count my knitting. I'll show you my knitting first. Like I said last week, I'm using every little inch. So that baby hat that I just showed you was 3 for a size 3 months. And then I've got my little knitting basket here. And I've got the beginnings, the very small beginning of a baby sweater. And I don't actually have a picture of the sweater because I just have it on the computer. I haven't printed it out. I was going to print it out for you and then I forgot. I love having a printer at home, and I love that it's Wi-Fi. That's been really, really helpful. Although I did the HP Instant Ink, but I've been printing for work, so now I have to figure out how I'm gonna have work pay for the printing I'm doing. I don't know. Anyway, that's a future Katie problem. So that's a little sweater I'm working on, and then I finished suffrage on Tuesday, I think, and I pulled the Gingerbread Village back out on Wednesday, and then I didn't stitch much on Wednesday, and then I went live Thursday for an hour, and then Friday I didn't really stitch. Mark came over. It's so funny, he was released Thursday night, so he brought me back my car, and he does this little thing where he goes like this on my nose, and he did that, but he was greasy, so he went home. But Friday, during our governor's briefing at 2 o'clock, he's like, all right, Lackawanna County in Pennsylvania is under a stay-at-home order starting at 8 p.m. And I'm like texting Mark, and I'm like, you have to come now. So he came over for about an hour and a half on Friday when we were both done work, and now we can't see each other again. It's okay. I saw him. He's okay. This is just a part of our relationship. We'll laugh about it someday. I don't think we'll laugh. But anyway, so I didn't stitch much on Friday. But then yesterday evening I got some stitching done. So I'm working on, I'll show you. This is the Country Cottage Needleworks Gingerbread Village, and I'm working on the train. Isn't that cute? So I did the border up here. You can't see it because it's white, but there's snow down there. And then all of these snowflakes and these ones. And then I'm almost done, except I figured out that I forgot 2 in here. So I have to figure out, like, because I'll just put different snowflakes in, but I want to do the train and make sure they're going to fit. So I started working on the train wheels last night. And you can also see the red. Doesn't the red look nice? So my peppermints, you can see the peppermint right here. Not perfect. That's not a perfect peppermint, but these ones are. It's really interesting to see how much my stitching how far it has come. You know, I mean, I've only been cross-stitching for less than a year, so I'm okay with seeing my stitching come along. So anyway, this is on a 32 count lamb's wool that I got from Threads Entwined, and then I got all the patterns from her. I'm doing the DMC, which is not called for. It's the conversion, the DMC conversion, just because, one, at that point I really wasn't using fancy floss, and also DMC I can get well, not right now, can't get anything right now, but conveniently normally I can get DMC. I'm trying to get a decent picture today. We'll see what happens. I usually look pretty crazy. So that's my only whip right now because I'm doing the Jen Lee's. Hang on, let me find out what it's called. Hold, please. Sorry. I could have paused you, hindsight being what it is. Quirks and Stitches. Jen Lee is doing a Stay Home and Finish Your Whips, Sal. I don't have that many whips, but I finished Suffrage, so I consider that my first one. And then I want to finish that Village. So I'm stitching pretty monogamously on it, and then we'll see about the very few other whips I have. And if I'm going to finish those right now, or if I'm going to start one of my market pieces. Because I have some haul. So I think I told you all last week that I did a 1, 2, 3 stitch order. So what I did was I kitted 3 of my market purchases. So first off, I used my, oh, that's upside down. I used my label maker. So that's Mary Mary Needle Worker, and it's a full kit. So I know everything's here. I can start it whenever. I am doing the white version, but that's it. Everybody knows what it looks like. It's by Lindy Stitches. It calls for 32 count bramble in Picture This Plus, and I got it. Let's see, can I get a good, there we go. That's a pretty good representation. And then for this piece, I got, I got all the DMC. So somebody posted the cutest way to show off their threads. I'm gonna copy. Hold. You don't actually have to hold. But what she did was she braided, excuse my double chin, she braided her threads, and I just thought that was genius. So I did that this morning for the one I did. So what I did was I did one a day on like Tuesday and Wednesday, because it takes like an hour, because I cut all the fibers. There we go. So that's the colors, which I think that looks really nice. So it takes, and then, you know, I was using the label maker on the floss card, so it says Mary Mary Needleworker, Stephanie Webb, the stitch count, and then what the model stitched on. I actually messaged Jen Lee, who let me test these for her. Thank you again, Jen. I know you don't watch, but thank you. The only thing I would add, and what I'm going to do, is right here, when I start a piece, I'm going to put the date. I do keep her 24 hours of cross stitch journal, but I like the idea of having the date handy, particularly when I'm talking about them on Flosstube, so I don't have to pull out my stitching journal. And then what if they, like, I'm working on it for many months. So anyway, that's that. And then I just made a little case to put the floss in. So that, oh, and then 3858, she messaged me. That is supposed to actually be, I need to add it to my card. It's supposed to be, I think 320. Hang on, 3858. Yeah, it's Ivy. So it's supposed to be 320 for the DMC conversion. Luckily, can you see that? It's like a sagey, it's Ivy. There we go. So she sent me a message, and luckily I had it in stash, because I was like, oh, I can't start it. But sometimes we get lucky. So anyway, oh, that is ready to go. Like, just have to put the fabric on a frame and we're ready. I think that will be the first one of my market pieces that I stitch. So that's that haul. And then the second one I kitted up was not that one. This one. So this is Teresa Koget, Heaven and Nature. I won't sing it again. So this has a gajillion colors. And you've all seen it. Everybody was really enamored with her dog sampler, which was really cute, but I don't have a dog, so I love Christmas. So let's try this way. There we go. I love Christmas, so that's Heaven and Nature. The fabric for this is, here's a question. What size needle do you use for 40 count? Because this is 40 count Country Mocha. It called for 40 count weeks parchment, but 1, 2, 3 stitch was out of that. but hang on, I got to do the whole braiding thing again for you. Do you like this? It's very professional floss tube you guys are watching here. Professional videoer right here. Actually, I'm not going to do that. But anyway, I personally think that the floss looks fine. Not that you can see it. There we go, kind of. So for this, I am using a mix. If it had a lot of why can't I think, many skeins of a color, that's what I used. So I got brick, bright leaf, collared, and palmino. So that is these are the fancy flosses I got. Professional show, guys. There we go. And then the rest, this is all DMC. So I did not know Classic Color Works, they're cut a little differently than the Weeks. I've never used Weeks, so this will be a first. But anyway, this will probably be the second one I do because I've never done a big sampler. This is the first one I've ever purchased, so we will see, my friends, about how it goes. There we go. So, and then also a Jen Lee's floss card. Heaven and Nature, Teresa Kogut. I might be saying that wrong. She did an interview with Stitching with Stitching with Colleen and Cheryl, and I was like rolling on the floor. I love all of them. They make me smile so much. So that is also ready to go. Whenever I'm ready to start it. And then the other haul I have is, this is Kringle by Little House Needleworks. I love the little designs you can put on your labels. So I did a little Christmas theme there. This is on 30 count Parisian Gray. It's pretty. I wouldn't have thought it was gray. It looks more like a linen-y color, but it is linen, so that's probably why. And then you've seen this a billion times here. And as I said last time, I got the thread pack. But the DMC, look, see this one I already braided for you. The DMC 435, 437, 640, 648, 926, and 945. So that's these ones. Did not come with it. Turns out, two things I've discovered today when I was kitting it up. Thought it was fully kitted. You actually need 2 of 640, and I only bought 1, or I lost one or the other. And I thought that I either had or ordered 422, which is the one you mix with the Krynic, and I don't have it. But by the time I get to Kringle, God willing, I hope I am not self-isolating with my beloved grandmother anymore. We're fine. We're getting along, knock on wood. Thank God for 2 floors of a house. I have friends who live in apartments, and I feel really bad for them. So that's what I got that I paid for. Also, I ordered, that's not all my haul actually, but I will tell you more about that anyway in a minute. I did order Dinky Dyes, Rocio from Cocohama's Stitchery, Coco as I call her. She sent me a message because she's an enabler. You enable me, Rocio. That Dinky Dyes was doing a Etsy sale, like a flash sale for like lots of the ends of their colors. So I have one of those coming in. It'll be my first silk ever. I'm excited. And then I'm going to order roller frames today from Bush Mountain Stitchery. I've been kicking around ordering them for a while because I like to stitch on a frame. I have read Vanna's tutorials and her reviews. I've read other reviews. I've watched videos. So I'm getting those. I haven't ordered. I'm going to do it today. I ordered a couple different lengths of stretcher bar and a couple different lengths of the scroll rods. I'm hoping I like them. I have this one. This is it's got the one-sided Velcro and then you put the other side on here. I certainly like that more than the idea of having to sew onto my fabric, which I know I wouldn't do. But the thing that sold me on the roller frame is that you just smoosh it together with two like hobnails that are already in there and it sticks and that's it. So I'm making an investment and I figure if I really don't like them, I'll sell them on eBay. So we'll see. That's a purchase for today, I think. I'm just going to pretend that it's the stimulus money that's coming because my grandmother and I have a pact that because I didn't lose my job and because she's retired and still getting her railroad retirement and Social Security, that we're going to spend it. We are going to stimulate the economy. Guys, I don't need to stimulate the economy. I stimulated it before this because I knew this was coming and I bought a label maker and really everything else I ever wanted. But now I'm getting the roller frames that I wanted. And I'll probably kit up the rest of my market haul, I think. But I don't know who to order from. So tell me your favorite needle size, what type of needle you use, and what your favorite LNS is and why. Keeping in mind that I don't have any local, so I will be either ordering online or calling in an order. Okay? So, then, I can't decide what to do next. Let me take a drink. Also, can I tell you guys, so Tuesday, I drank a 2-liter bottle of Diet Crush. I love diet soda, and I try not to drink it, and usually I'll have like a can every couple days, but since we've been self-isolating, I left my soda stream at work, and there's only so much seltzer that I had, so I was drinking more soda, and a 2-liter is cheaper than cans of soda. But then I drank the entire thing, and I was sad. Well, a friend who I met when I was working in neighborhood revitalization, and like we're more acquaintances than friends, but she sent me a message and she's like, I have a case of diet orange soda and I'm still going to work. Why don't I drop it off on your porch? And she did. And people are so nice and so good. Somebody else sent me duck eggs in the mail. I got duck eggs in the mail from New York State this week. I love duck egg. I love eggs, but I love duck eggs. They're so rich. Yes, you can mail eggs. It's safe, I promise. I haven't gotten sick yet. But I think probably because I live with a national treasure, and that's my grandmother, the Fra, nobody wants her to die, so they're like, oh, Katie can't go out and buy diet soda. So they bring it to me, and Katie cannot have eggs, so they send it to me. And I'm so grateful, because I do live with a national treasure whose birthday's on Easter, which has been canceled. So we are staying home and safe to keep her safe. It's hard though. My dad is an essential worker. He got a special license plate for his vehicle. He works for New Jersey Dot, so he drives back and forth, and the stay-at-home order went into effect on Friday at 8, and there was a cop who just happened to be parked on my corner, and I was like, officer, I hate to sound crazy, but my dad drives to New Jersey for work, and he is an essential worker. Is he going to be able to get out of Lackawanna County? And the cop's like, we're not stopping him. And then he's like, they say there's this stay-at-home order, but you're all supposed to be staying home anyway. Nobody's following that. And we don't have any teeth. There's nothing we can do if you fools are out. And I was like, I'm staying home. And he's like, well, I could see that. You're just walking in circles on your block. And I'm like, yes, officer. I love the Scranton police. They're wonderful. They're absurd, but they're wonderful. So anyway, my dad can get back to New Jersey, but yesterday I took a walk and he came out on his porch while I was walking because he only lives a couple blocks away. And we talked for a couple minutes. And it was nice because he has his own health problems, some very serious ones. So it was nice to see that he's still doing okay. Especially like we can't spend Easter together. Can't spend Easter with my brother who is thinking about moving to Tennessee, and who knows if I'll be able to see him before he does that. My cousin is a ICU doctor in Boston, so I'm fairly constantly worried about him. Mostly I think if he got coronavirus, he would be okay. I'm really concerned about his mental health. Because I can't imagine, for all you frontline medical personnel, I promise you, like, saying a rosary for you. I can't even imagine. But that was part of my weird depression anxiety on Wednesday. So I was on the phone with a friend and she's telling me about this 30-year-old doctor in Italy who found out she had it, and then she was worried she'd given it to patients and she killed herself. And I mean, I love talking to my friend, but like my cousin's 30 and he's a doctor in Boston in an ICU. I promise I know. It's just, anyway. Then I got my grandmother telling me if she gets sick that I'm not to put her on a vent because she wants a young person to get the vent instead of her. That was fun too. Everything's fine. Anyway, let's talk about happy things. I'm sorry, I just get it off my chest. A couple months ago, my friend Brianna, who actually works for the American Wine Society as our graphic designer. Hang on. So it's Blue Flower Graphic Design. And she lays out our journal. She designed our AWS's new logo. She does our conference logo every year. Who knows if we're going? She does like our style guide, stuff like that. And she did a deal in January if you wanted a logo or anything done. She also did it. I hired her for a pocket park that I am on their board. It's called Connors Park. It's in Southside. We had a logo made for them. They were talking, it didn't really happen, but they were talking about applying for some grants, and maybe it'll happen in the future. The president of the park has been sick. But anyway, so she designed a logo for that because when you're applying for grants, the more professional you look, like having a logo and a tagline and all of that, the better off you are. So anyway, I know her work is beautiful, and she did a deal in January, and I was like, hey girl, you want to do this for me? And then she got really busy. But yesterday, she remembered, and she got my logo. So Katie's Stitching has its own logo. For no reason. I want to design a couple things. I don't know if that'll ever happen. Let's see if I can get, the color is like a sage and a dusty rose, which are like my favorite colors. No. I'm sorry. This lighting in my house, it's old. But anyway, that's my new logo. Yay! So I'm going to link her below so that if you're ever looking for a stitchy logo, I just told her that it was for stitching. I gave her my colors and what I wanted it to be called. But she did. So the K, that's a needle and thread. Isn't that cute? And then I love it's like a cursive, but like a modern cursive font. And then there's the three colors right here. So she sent me an Instagram sized of each, a YouTube sized of each, but I have to email her because I tried to make the YouTube background that, and it won't all fit. So I'm probably just too stupid to figure it out. And then she sent me the high reses. which I'll use. I figure I'll have business cards made before I go to Stitch North so that people can get in contact with me. So yay! Thank you, Brianna. You are amazing and helping with my 15-year plan. So thanks, girl. But again, she's fantastic. And thank you. Oh, we're 40 minutes in. I hope you guys wanted a long one because I got stitchy mail this week. I also have a giveaway, so stay till the end, okay? I'm putting it here so I don't forget. So I have become friendly with many people on this channel and then through Instagram. And one of them is Jenny, who is very private. So I'm saying that this is from her, and she's very lovely, and I'm so grateful. And she sent me the sweetest note, but I'm not gonna put her handle because if she wants people to know, I don't wanna. Anyway, it's from Jenny. She sent me a message when I finished my Lenten piece, and she had finished hers, and hers was a little house needlework called He Is Risen. And she said, "Hey, do you want this?" And I was like, "Yeah." So this is actually going to be my 2021 Lenten piece because I think it's really cute. So it's the tomb with the angels, and it says, "He is not here, he is risen," which is Luke 24:6. So it came out in 2017. I think it's really cute. I was so excited. So I expected it to come in just a little envelope because it was just going to be this. And then this big envelope shows up at my house. Full of things. So over time, some of this I will probably use as giveaways, but a lot of it I'm keeping for me. And what was really exciting is I'm a new stitcher, so I don't have, like, I've never had a Prairie Schooler or a Brenda Gervais or a Mill Hill kit. And it's like she knew, and she sent me these things. So let's go through it all. I was so excited. And you guys should want to see this because what else do you have to do? You're stuck at home watching Flosstube like me. So this is the Prairie Schooler Seasons, and she sent me Autumn. So Autumn is this one right here. This has never been open. Well, I think it has been open. I can't tell if it's been opened, but I don't want to take it out of the package. So that's Autumn. It's the cutest little thing. There's a little squirrel and pumpkins, and I've never had a Prairie Schooler. Then there were a couple of these. These are Told in a Garden. So the first one is the quilting. So the quilting bee. Isn't that cute? And then this, it says, "I place the pieces of my quilt in order and design the path it takes. The love it makes forever will be mine." Isn't she pretty? And then, so those two I don't quilt, so I think those will eventually be giveaways. But this I love. So this is called Voice in a Shepherd. Oh, you can't see it. Why can't you see it? The pattern, it's kind of dark. So there's little sheep down here and two little boys, and it says Voices of the Shepherd. And I really, this I love. I love this. And it uses all DMC. It's it calls for a 16 count Sage Ada or a 32 count Belfast Natural Linen from Zweigart. Then Hands-on Design Stitch Over 2, and it came with a little patch. And there's, I've never had a Hands-on Design either. So it looks like, oh, okay, so it came with the patch, but the pattern is for Stitch Over 2. It's for the pillow and 2 scissor charms. Oh, okay. So, that darling. That's Stitch Over 2. And like I said, it came with a little fabric piece. It was really too much. I'm still so flabbergasted because I'm like not even a third of the way through it all. So this is Little House Needleworks State Fair. This is from 2009. So it's definitely not stitching yet. This is a Lizzie Kate, and it came with the buttons, and it is for the chocolate lovers. Cookie of Life, Official Chocoholic, and Never a Day Without Chocolate. So I love this. Came with the little buttons. Isn't that cute? I wish my lighting was better. Oh, there we go. Better lighting. There we go. Chocoholic lovers. And then this is another Lizzie Kate, and this came with all the buttons also. And this is for ornaments. So, you know, ornament stitching does have to begin at some point for the 20 for my grandmother for Christmas. So this is Tidy Tidings, number 172. Noel, Snow, Snowy House, Dash Away, and Patchwork. So there's 5 included. We go. And it came with the embellishments. So it has the embellishment pack. Definitely making that for Christmas this year. That'll be 5. It calls for 30, 32, 30, or 32, depending. But I don't know if I'll use that yet. And then a Mill Hill kit, and also a Christmas ornament, and it's the whole thing. So that is for Snowbell's Jingle. Any cute? Came with everything. Oh, so excited. And then this is in a different language. I think, is this person from France maybe? I think I've seen stuff by this person before, but I don't actually know. I can't say it. Let's not pretend I can. Let me take it out and see if that helps. So this is for, it's a craft room, the perfect place of happiness. And it is quite the long pattern, and it's in color, which is nice. That I don't know if I'll ever make. So that might go in the giveaway pile, but we'll see. Hang on, let me, I hate these kind of things. This is Bent Creek Snowbuds. Again, I've never had a Bent Creek. So I thought that was really, really cute. Snowbuds. Calls for Gentle Art and DMC. And then a Prairie Schooler. This is the 2015 Santa, and I feel pretty cool. I've never had a Prairie Schooler, much less one of their Santas that are so famous, so yay. And then here's another Bent Creek. This I'm definitely keeping. This is for, they're called the Thankful Owls. Aren't they cute? The little Thanksgiving piece. Can't wait. This is a Brenda Gervais. I'm going to take it out because I feel like it deserves to be taken out of the packaging. Never had a Brenda Gervais before. So this is Christmas tea, and it is 2 little mouses and a teacup. God, isn't that cute? Oh, I love it so much. So definitely, I'm keeping that. Sorry, guys. So excited. I don't feel worthy. This calls for 35 count Absidarian linen by R&R. Calls for Weeks. Gentle Arts Classic and Classic Color Works. Good Lord. It includes 3 printed images for constructing the tea bag tag. Oh, well, that's good. It's from 2016. So I guess it comes with the directions to make the tea bag. I don't know if I'll do that. Then this is Franny Ritter Designs. This is going to be another Christmas ornament. This is Sweet Mrs. Santa. Isn't that cute? Can't wait. This is a Mill Hill. So I actually think I might make this as a gift. This is Buttons and Beads by Mill Hill. It's the complete kit. Everything's there for me. And then, so I had Jingle. Here's Jangle. Another Mill Hill full kit. Somebody's going to have to teach me how to bead, but this might be a good place to start before I do my Muras. And then the last one is, I'm definitely giving this one away because it's a laundry room, which is so cute. So this is, it's another Mill Hill and it's called Laundry. Really cute. Sorry, I don't want to open it and lose anything. So I live on top of a coal mine. My basement is literally, it was blasted with dynamite. We call it a dungeon. So cute things like laundry room stitching are never going to work because I can't even stand up straight in our basement because of, well, because you can't. So how excited am I to have received that package on Friday? I love mail in general when it's on a bill. That was just, I got back from a walk and my sneakers were there and this big old package of stitching stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So thank you, friend. That was so sweet of you. And I'm so grateful. She did tell me that I could pass it on. So I don't have to feel guilty, but I am keeping most of it. Anyway, so quickly, let's talk about my I already told you my plans. It is to work on the gingerbread village till it's done. I said that I had a giveaway, and I do. It's not anything too big, but I finished my suffrage piece, and I know that Stitching with the Sisterlies are doing that SAL for an entire year, and they're doing monthly giveaways of, I want to say $20 or $25 for either your LNS or Fat Quarter Shop or 123 Stitch or Etsy. I don't know about Etsy. I might have made that up. Sorry if I did, ladies. So just starting it means that you're doing the SAL and that you can be entered into that, which I think, God, they're so nice. But anyway, I know that not everybody has the capital to buy patterns. I've been very lucky lately that I've been able to. I'm very lucky. I'm lucky to be working right now. So I want to give away my suffrage pattern. All you need to do is you need to be a subscriber, and then I have always just counted all the comments and then put them into a random number generator. And I'm okay with doing that. So, you know, anybody who leaves me a comment is entered as long as they're a follower or a subscriber, excuse me. Please do. I hope that if you want this, if you can comment anyway if you don't want it, but I mean, it's a free pattern. And I'll probably stick something else in with it because, you know, pattern can't fly alone. So please comment below if you'd like to win that, and comment anyway. I've had a lot of views. I know that Michelle McGraw mentioned me and then Kindred Stitcher a couple weeks ago. So thank you guys for that. It's really fun connecting with this audience. Common Threaded Stitcher always helps my Instagram a little bit, although this time I just couldn't do it. So I didn't get through it all, but I'm sure if they do it again, I will definitely latch on to Common Threaded Stitcher because it is fun to see into people's lives like that. So this is 55 minutes. I'm sure you're tired of me. I hope that I was not the negative Nancy that I have been lately. So please comment below if you would like to be entered in the giveaway, and also if you tell me what your favorite needle is, what size you use, and your local LNS that I can order from, I would be grateful. So I'm sorry that my computer's making noise. Thank you guys for everything. I hope you're well. I know at this point most of the country, excuse me, is under a stay-at-home order, so you're not going out. I hope you enjoy this video and my stitching, and I will talk to you probably next week because it's not looking like this is ending anytime soon. So be good, stay safe, keep calm, love you all.